I feel like this is a tale of two games, Justin. We saw UConn jump out to a 20-point lead where they at times looked unguardable against a team that is a top 10 team in the country. And then in the last 15 minutes, like there was a level of hesitation there. Like I felt like they threw it into the neutral and they said, we're going to try to kill off this clock. And they started doing that too early because they forgot they got a guy at the other end of the floor that isn't going to miss any more shots for probably the rest of his career at this point in AJ DeBonsa. What'd you make of UConn's performance?
Yeah, I mean, I think just like on the flip side, how we talk about BYU missing guys, UConn's best player solo ball was, I won't say non-existent, but was basically not a part of the game much at all, whether foul trouble, just missing shots. Um, so when I see the way that they played to build that lead, um, that's a scary team to deal with. You add solo ball hitting 2 or 3 more threes on top of what they already had going. Um, for me, the biggest takeaway is how good, in my mind, Silas is at the point guard position. The
Yes.
way that he's able to steady that team, the way he's able to attack, make plays, get 2 feet in the paint really whenever he wants to, and then defensively really cause havoc on whoever it is bringing the ball up. I think having him at the head with everybody else, especially with Mullins coming back, and then hopefully solo ball kind of getting going and Big Reed on the inside. It's going to be a tough team to go against going forward.
Yeah, Silas, he was brought in to be Tristan Newton's kind of role, but he is a different play. He's got a level of burst, Jeff, where he can get by you and get to the rim, whereas Tristan Newton was kind of like he's going to get into the paint, he's going to throw some pump fakes, he's going to try to get you off balance. Silas just straight up, boom, he's gone.
Yeah, he's a difference maker. You can tell. And you said this when they got him. And I remember seeing him at Georgia last year for a game and saying, like, this dude's different. They just have so many weapons. That's the thing. And they don't have Mullins yet. And Hurley said Terrace Reed is 80% coming back from the hamstring injury. So I just feel like there are very few teams that can win even when their best players have off games. I feel like UConn's going to be one of those teams. Justin, I want to ask you this because you've probably been through this enough where you were up 20 in your career. And that was the case tonight with UConn. And how real is it that, like, those 20-point leads, you start to, I don't know if relax is the right word, but, it looks a little bit different, right? In terms of, again, keeping your foot on the pedal.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the importance of each possession kind of goes down the bigger the lead goes. So there's a difference between being up 5 and then scoring a layup, and now you're only up 3, as opposed to you're up 20 and you get backdoor layup. Now you're still up 18 in your mind. It's easy to relax. I think with this UConn team and the way that Hurley coaches, the way that they built the lead was all in their execution. And so once you relax a little bit, that execution kind of takes a step down. Right now, all of a sudden, all of these slip screens that they're setting, you're not necessarily running up as close to the guy to really get them to try to figure out who's switching. The screens that big fella's setting, he might not be hitting them as much as he was early on. So it is tough. I think it's just human nature. Whenever you build up a lead like that, to kind of say, okay, you know what, I can kind of chill a little bit. But to y'all's point, when you've got a guy like AJ on the other side that can single handedly go on his own 12-2 run, you can't do that too often.
Yeah, look, I'll say this about where UConn is right now. There's absolutely some things that they got to clean up defensively, and certainly I don't think that solo ball is anywhere near his best at this point. I think he's now shooting 8 for 26 from 3 on the season. But when you get this Terrace Reed and when you get this Alex Caravan and when Silas is going to be as good as he's been, like that'll solve a lot of problems for you just by the simple fact that that trio will make you very, very, very difficult to guard. Once Braylon Mullins gets back, that'll change some things because all of a sudden you have 2 shooters that you have to chase everywhere on the floor. But I got a name for you here that I think is the guy that will give UConn a higher ceiling than I necessarily expected at the start of the year. And that's what they got from Jaden Ross. He is a guy that has, and I know what I'm saying here, but he has NBA level athleticism. And he has the potential to be a guy that can be a 3-and-D player at the next level because of what he can do defensively and the fact that, in theory, he can shoot. Now, we've never seen him actually consistently shoot in games, but all you hear about from practices are like Jaden Ross is that guy, right? Jaden Ross is the pro. Jaden Ross is the 3-and-D guy. He's got the athleticism, he's got the ability to defend, and he makes shots in practice. And what I think happens is he got into games the first 2 years. He had no confidence, man. Like, Justin, you know how this is. When you see a ball go flying 8 feet over the rim because the dude is too jacked up, like that's when you know he's out there. He's rushing. He's a little bit nervous. You can see it in body language, and that's what you saw from Jaden Ross too often. It started in the exhibitions. He was knocking down threes. He did it in the early bye games. He did it tonight. He came in first possession. I think he was in on offense. He knocked down a three. Third possession he was in. He came off a ball screen. He threw a little lob up to Eric Reba, who finished the bucket at the rim. Finished with 10 points. I know he fouled out, but I thought he played well enough defensively. Like, you're going to commit fouls when you're playing against AJ DeBonsa. It's just going to happen. But if he can be the guy that he was tonight and give them 15 minutes of that on a consistent basis, that changes things for this UConn team. And I know it feels weird highlighting Jaden Ross as a bench guy that doesn't get a ton of minutes, but like that's what they're missing. Yes, they need that guy in that role. That yeah. He connects everything, Goodman. He makes all those other pieces work together.
Again, I think they got a lot of pieces. I didn't coming into today, and I know, again, they blew a big lead and the game was in question at the end. But sometimes, again, when you just kind of look at a team in person, it's a little bit different. And when you look at this team in person and you look at all their pieces and they fit together, because that's what UConn does for the most part. Last year, the pieces didn't fit as well. But the pieces fit together. They've got depth. They've got size. They've got guys coming off the bench. Malachi Smith is going to be as good a backup point guard as there is in the country because he's experienced. He's played a lot of basketball. He's solid. He wasn't great tonight, but he didn't need to be. I just think, again, this UConn team, you look at them now and you're like, all right, they can win another one. They can absolutely win another one.
Yep. All right. So that's what I want to hit you guys with. Now, we've seen most of the best teams in the country have a really big test here at this point this season. Tomorrow we'll see Houston play Auburn, so we can talk a little bit more about Houston tomorrow. But we've pretty much seen everybody that is really in that title picture have a significant test at some point this season. Where does UConn shake out kind of in that hierarchy? They were preseason, I think, number 4, right? And they moved up to number 3 now. Justin, where do they kind of rank in that hierarchy for you for national championship contenders?
It's hard for me not to put them 1 or 2. I'm gonna be honest with you. With just to Jeff's point, with the amount of pieces that they have and the way that they fit together, I'm gonna double down on it. I'm always a guy. You got to have a big to control inside in college basketball. You have to. But then outside of that, you have to have a shot maker, and this team has so many of those across the board. You see, like in Florida last year with the way that they won, obviously their front line controlled everything on the inside, but then you had a guy like Walter Clayton that when it came time to make shots, he was the guy to go make shots. Majority of the time, he was the best shot maker on the floor. With this team, you have 2 or 3 of those guys that could be some of the better shot makers on the entire floor. Doesn't matter on either side. So I'd say 1 or 2. I'm also somebody that I need at least to see 10 games really to say
it's too early.
Okay, this is
it. It's too early, isn't it? I mean, it's hard. I know you want to ask.
No. Hold on. This is the field of 68, man. This isn't your final exam. We are here to give hot takes. We're here to make bold predictions. We're here to completely overreact to everything that we see in the minute. That's what we do, Goodman. That's what this
Rob
company
just
is.
wants this. Hey, Justin, Rob just wants to be able to get a clip from you to make you look stupid in about a month.
Hey,
and there's no way of avoiding it right now.
I'm going to make Justin look smart.
I'm sure I've done that plenty.
1 or 2.
So
Justin said UConn is 1 or 2. He's going to look smart.
1 or 2.
I just want to make Goodman look dumb. No, but in all seriousness, has anything changed about your opinion of them, Goodman?
Yes. That's what I'm saying is, like, coming into this, I wasn't sure that UConn was in that upper tier yet, and they may not be there today, but they're going to be there. That's kind of what you kind of glean from watching them in person tonight and probably watching them on TV tonight.